Deuteronomy 13 test why Jews do not believe Jesus is the Messiah. And I would say the main reason is because Christians improperly teach what Jesus taught. See, the only thing Jews know about Jesus in this day and age is what the Christians tell them. And the Christians will tell them that Jesus abolished the law. And the Jews, hearing that, won't listen anymore because that's all they need to know. So let's read Deuteronomy 13 and figure out why the Jews would be so quick to dismiss Jesus after just hearing that sentence. If there arises among you a prophet or a dreamer of dreams that giveth a sign or a wonder, and the sign or the wonder comes to pass, so it comes true. So Jesus definitely did signs and wonders. He was definitely a prophet or a dreamer of dreams. Yeah, he did all sorts of miracles. No doubts about it. So, and they came true. He even told the future. But if they're telling you to go after another God or another way or getting rid of the law, and that prophet or that dreamer of dreams shall be put to death because he has spoken to turn you away from the Lord your God, which brought you out of the land of Egypt and redeemed you from the house of bondage, to thrust thee out of the way which the Lord your God commanded thee to walk in. So you shall put that evil away from thee and out of the midst of thee. So the Jews were constantly testing Jesus because he did sign miracles and wonders. And if they could get him to teach against the law, then they could legally put him to death. So if you're saying that Jesus taught against the law, you're saying that Jesus is a false prophet, and he was rightfully put to death by the Jews. But if you're saying that Jesus is sinless and he never broke the law and he never spoke against the law, and therefore he is our Messiah, then you'll also have to conclude that Jesus taught the law and that we should walk in it. And when Jesus says he is the way, the truth, and the life, I would submit to you that the way that he is talking about is the law. And if you want to know what the truth is, I would take you to Psalms 119, verse 142. Thy righteousness is an everlasting righteousness, and thy law the Torah is the truth. So the way is the Torah, the truth is the Torah. And then if you go to Deuteronomy 30, where if you watched our Romans 10 video, you'll know Paul quotes from very heavily. The choice of life and death. I have set before you this day life and good, death and evil. The law is also life. Now, what about the light? Oh, well, let's see. I think that's Psalms 19:7. Nope, I was wrong. The law of the Lord is perfect. The Torah is perfect. Converting the soul. Converting the soul and making wise the simple. Proverbs 6:23. For the commandment is a lamp, and the law, the Torah, is light. And reproofs of instruction are the way of life. Yes, Jesus is the Torah. He was the one that gave the Torah to Moses. He was the living embodiment. He was the Torah made flesh, the Word. See, this commandment that is not too far off and is not too hard for you nor too difficult. The commandment that he's talking about, that Paul's talking about in Romans 10. But what does it say? The word is near you, in your mouth and in your heart. The word of belief, which Paul is proclaiming. See, what he's talking about in Romans 10, is Deuteronomy 30, and he's quoting these 3 verses. But if you go back just one verse, you'll get the context of exactly what he's talking about. If you obey the voice of God to guard his commands and his laws, which are written in this book of the Torah, if you turn back to Yahuwah your Elohim with all your heart and with all your being. So the commandment that's not too far off is to guard and obey and keep all of his commands, which are written in the book of the Torah, because the voice of God or the words of God were directly written into the Torah. So, hope you all enjoyed.